All right, so let's begin today's session. And once again, welcome everyone. Today's session, my topic for today is how is your immune system? Now, I just want to put a few, what do you call that, disclosures or what do you call that, things that will protect me, okay, from what I'm going to say today. First of all, I'm presenting this not as a doctor. I am not in the medical community. So please note that I am not a doctor. What I do is that I did study phys ed. So I graduated in physical education, that's a fact. And I do understand some anatomy, some physiology, and so on and so forth. So I do understand some of those nutritions and so on. When I was doing phys ed training, one of the things we do look into is how can supplements help you with your ability to perform in track and field, in athletics, and so on and so forth. So that's my background. But to be honest, over the last 30 years, I have not been in the phys ed field. I'm strictly in the banking field. So why is a banker talking about immune system? And that's one of my disclosures. I am not a medical profession. Here's your friendly banker who has experienced immune system needs, and therefore I'm sharing with you from this basis. So I'd like to begin by going back to basics about the immune system. What actually is your immune system? So rather than me talking about it, I'd like to give credit to the people who created the next short video for you to look at. So please enjoy this as I share this with you all. Okay, here we go.
MGM presents Your Body Needs You, starring the immune system. This is your body. These are the three areas that are very important to your immune system. The spine, the thymus gland, and the lymph glands. Your stem cells are born in bone marrow, such as your spine. They have no function yet, but can develop into any cells, like fighter or helper cells. High doses of sugared foods and drinks over a short period of time causes all production of stem cells to stop for a full 5 hours. After they're born, they travel to the thymus gland at the base of the throat. The thymus gland is the college for the stem cells, where they are screened and sorted according to aptitude, before being sent for specialist training. Some will become your fighter T cells, or CD8s. They train until they're needed to fight infections. And others will become your helper T cells, or CD4s. The helper T cells are your body's detectives. Before being sent off into your body, the trainee cells are tested. If they fail the test, they are killed. The thymus gland or college shuts down or shrinks when your body does not get enough zinc. If they qualify, they are sent to the lymph glands. The lymph glands are all over your body and are the army barracks for your body's immune cells. The helper cells wander around the body looking for anything foreign, which they compare to their memory identikits of what is part of the body and what is not. A germ enters your body. This is an infection. The helper T cells see this foreign body, the germ, and scans it against its memory banks. It realizes the germ is dangerous. The helper T cell runs to the B cell, a smart cell, and shows it the identity of the germ. The B cell then becomes a massive factory cell and starts to produce chemicals called antibodies. Thousands of antibodies go in search of the identified germ, and once they bump into it, they attach themselves to it like a handcuff. High doses of sugary foods and drinks also stop the production of antibodies. A patrolling fighter cell sees the antibody handcuffed to the germ. It races off to wake the other soldiers, who then also race all over the body, searching for the germ, and they kill them. When all the germs are dead, the infection is over. You need to drink lots of water when fighting an infection to flush the junk out. An autoimmune illness like arthritis or multiple sclerosis is caused when the helper T cells incorrectly identify a normal, healthy cell as a germ. This leads to the production of antibodies against the healthy cells. And the fighter cells do their job and they kill off the healthy cells. Suppressed immune system illnesses like cancer and AIDS are caused when the helper T cells are either too few or not active enough. This means that there are too few antibodies produced against the illness, and the fighter cells do not wake up to fight the illness. You have already seen how certain things, such as very high doses of sugary foods or drinks, can harm your body's ability to fight infections. You've also seen how specific substances in food, such as zinc, are critical in helping the body fight germs. In the next section of this DVD, we will look at what else your body needs to stay healthy, to prevent illness, and to recover after an illness.
Okay, I hope everyone had a good time watching that MGM movie. And I think that brings back to just simple biology. Some of us may have forgotten. Those that are in that area, you probably fully understand the whole show. Those that are laymen like me probably caught half of it. I have watched this like a dozen times so that I can actually talk a little bit more intelligently about it. But basically, here's a chart of your immune system. Mucous membranes are one part of it. What it does is it helps to prevent all this dust and all this virus from entering through your nose. Your tonsils is something that helps to prevent things that comes in through the mouth. Your lymphatic system, as you see in that movie, is the one where all that fighter cells patrol. Is the transport system for your immune system fighters. Then you have the thymus that actually that trains all the fighter cells. You have lymph nodes, areas where concentration of soldiers are held so that they can leave and then go fight whatever it is. You have the skin that protects you from what goes on outside of you. The spleen, whatever goes into your body, gets kind of cleaned by the spleen. You have your bone that produces the blood that flows through your vessels, and your lymphatic system vessels that allows the whole system to move, your immune system. So that's basically what it is. So having this small session on immune system, let's take a look at what exactly is immunity. So immunity is basically something that has the ability to recognize. So in that movie, you remember, it recognizes a bad cell. So what happens if this bad cells never existed before? And if it doesn't recognize it as a bad cell or a good cell, it doesn't know what to do, really. So it has to find out that it is good or bad. Now, one of the reasons why we took vaccine is for the body to recognize what that bad cell looks like, so that then it can then start to prepare antibodies to fight the bad cell, to at least catch the bad cell and then have your soldiers to go beat them up or kill them, as in the movie. So that's what that is. So able to recognize, your immunity must be able to recognize. The better your database for your immunity is, the more capable it is to fight viruses or bacteria. It needs to recognize whether it's a bacteria or virus and then fight accordingly. The second thing about your immunity is that there are undesirable immune reactions, as you saw just now in that movie. There are the situations where people have arthritis and so on that are chronic situations. And there are those that are having cancer and so on. And those are the drastic ones. Now, what happens to things like allergies, asthma, and so on? Those are the problem is that your immune response overreact to what is there. So instead of recognizing, okay, this is the pollen, I need to stop it, it overreacts and causes it to turn into a cold. And you can end up having allergies that you can't control. So your reaction of your immune system has to be good. If it's overreacting, it's not good. We all know that an underactive immune system means that you're sick. You get sick more often. So you cannot have too active immune system nor too low. And therefore, many times your body, just as it regulates the temperature in your body, you know that your body stays around a specific temperature, right? Now we are familiar with that device. Every time you walk into an office, the doctor's office, they point this thing at you to check whether your temperature is right or not. So your temperature is modulated by your body, and so is your immune system. And sometimes this modulation could go wrong, and that's the problem. Now, the next thing about your immune system is that what is it that caused your immune system to fail? So these are some of the things. There's environmental pollutions. In most cases, your skin actually protects you from a lot of environmental pollutants. Stress is from inside and outside and all around. And that's hard for your immune system to really fight against. It's usually sometimes very much in your ability of your mind to be able to look into it and deal with it accordingly. Instant food, not that all are bad, but instant food in some cases are not always good for you. Saturated fat in food, alcohol, smoking, and so on and so forth. Now, this immunity is very important, but what has medical science done to help your immune system? There has been so far no medication that will build your immune system. There really isn't any, but there are many people who are like this. A pill popper. I'm not saying medication is bad. There is a place for medication, obviously, because there are some sicknesses that you do need to have a medication to take care of it. And that's something that we need to do. But to become a pill popper, I know I'm at that age group. I'm in the seniors age group where all pharmacists out there know how many tablets we take. I'm sure the pharmacists here are smiling there behind there and say, yeah, I know how many of my seniors, how many drugs they take. Some have to have. Today, I was at the pharmacy picking up something for my own need. And when I went there, I saw this old gentleman come up, and literally the pharmacist gave him a packet of drugs. Like it's formed in a packet with all these things in there. I think it's dated by day too for him to take. Okay, so that's what I mean when we talk about the pill popper. This is a solution that is there, but unfortunately, the pill solution is just for the moment. It takes away the symptoms, relieves the issue, but doesn't solve the underlying problem. So instead of popping pills, many of us are asking, is there an alternative? I have a headache. What do I pop? Tylenol. But Tylenol is not working. I'll take the extra strength. The extra strength is not working. I need the extra strength. And then you go into some other highly developed pain formula and pain resistance things. Is there an alternative really to all these things about popping pills? I ask every one of you, would you prefer prevention or you prefer to have a cure? I think by the time we need to cure it, it's really serious. We're in that stage where it doesn't matter, we'll pick whatever there is, anything will do. And so many people end up being a pill popper. And that's more important now. A lot of doctors now have started to move towards the need for prevention. Even our medical health system is starting to hopefully see more that prevention is more important. And there could be more support for prevention of illnesses rather than wait until a cure is needed. Now, the question for many of us now is that, is there such a thing as a prevention? Can a supplement exist that can help me to really modulate my immune system? Is there such a thing? And without being any bias or trying to sell you anything, and I'm not here today, I'm just trying to share with you information. I have found a product, a supplement that can truly modulate my immune system. And this product is sold only through Atomy. Now, then this product is called Hemohim. This is a patented name. This name Hemohim is a name that is created for this particular product when it was researched. This product was created in 2005 or 2003, and it started patented in 2005. So what is it patented for? I will go into that later. But let's talk about this thing called Hemohim. The word hemo stands for hemoglobin. Hemoglobin means your blood. Most of us remember our basic biology. Hemoglobin is our blood. What does Him stands for? Now, the interesting thing is this product was developed by the South Korean research facility for South Korea by the government. And Him in Korea actually means strength. Now, if you didn't know that, now you know a new thing. Him in Korean means strength. It sounds like strength in Korean word. But in actual fact, when the scientists created this, they actually use Him because to them, H stands for hematopoiesis. Hematopoiesis is a big word that just simply means creation of blood. Where does your body create blood? You know that your body creates blood, right? Regularly through your bone marrow. So hematopoiesis is the creation of blood in your bone marrow. So it says that Hemohim helps with that creation. Secondly, the I stands for your immune system. Your immune system. And the N stands for modulation. Modulation of the immune system through the creation of blood. So Hemohim. That's what it is. So you may ask me, so you mentioned just now about something about South Korea. So who really did Hemohim? The research company that research into Hemohim is by a company called the Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute. Here's the head office of the CARI, or some people pronounce it as CARI for short form. And you can Google this. They are the main research facility, government research facility for South Korea. And this institute was created or set up by the South Korean government for a few things. Number one, its mission is to provide abundant energy, clean environment, and healthy life for Korea. Initially, it was all about Korea, but later on, their tag included the world because they found that as they do research, the research that they have found was worthwhile to share it with the rest of the world. Over 50 years, actually CARI, or Korea Atomic Energy, has been the driving force behind everything of Korea's national economy in the area of nuclear technology, as well as fusion technology and everything else. It is also the research institute that delves into energy laser technology, radioisotopes, and as well as special foods. That is what this institution came into being for. Now, besides this institution, Hemohim is actually manufactured by a company called Coma B&H. So you said, okay, where does this name Coma come from? It has nothing to do with CARI or Korea Atomic. I know it's B&H. So B&H stands for beauty and health. So this company is actually a research enterprise that was registered by the Ministry of Science in Korea for future planning. The whole purpose was for it to take Korea to the future. And this other part of this Coma B&H, the last part that caused this joint venture for Coma B&H to exist is the other company called Coma. I don't have a slide for that, unfortunately. I think I missed out one of the slides. But Coma is one of the world's top manufacturers for skincare, as well as pharmaceuticals. In Korea, so Coma Korea is the company that we are talking about here. There are Coma International, where there are 9 offices of Coma in the world, Korea being one of them. Coma Korea actually has joint relationship with Coma Japan as well as Coma China. In fact, Coma China is built by Coma Korea. So that's how this whole thing comes into being this company that creates Himohim from the ground up. Now, why was Himohim created? Here's a simple chart to say what Himohim does. It was created with the purpose of being able to support a healthy immune system. That was what it was done for. Now, why did this happen? In 2003, when Korea has reached a certain point in their development, and because they are an atomic energy research institute, they found out that their scientist was overly exposed to radiation. In spite of all of them wearing badges to make sure that they don't get overdose, because of the environment they are taking in little doses over time. And as a result, scientists begin to get sick more often than not. And it's not the worry of sick days. It's the worry that they are losing all the top brains in Korea that runs the research institute. And so therefore, the government says, you guys have to find a solution for yourself. And it is through this that they decided to go in and gave a sum of 10 billion Korean won dollars to support this research over a 10-year period. The researchers did it in 8 years as a national R&D project. And after 8 years, they came up with this product called Himohim. That was roughly in the year 2003. This product, after being tested, was then approved as a functional health supplement. Now, to test the product, as in the last circle there, solution number 4, they tested the product at the Korea Cancer Hospital. Why Cancer Hospital? To test an immune system support supplement. Well, because in the cancer hospital, patients go through chemotherapy. When they go to chemotherapy, what happens is that their immune system drops. So I have a couple of friends, unfortunately, who have to go through chemo. And when they take the chemo, they cannot take a second dose until their immune system comes back up to normal, because chemotherapy will destroy everything good and bad. And therefore, the immune system is hurt. Until the immune system comes up, they cannot give them their second dose to kill the cancer cells. And because of this, this was the best place to test. Now, if cancer patients who are undergoing treatment receive Himohim and that boosted their immune system, they would immediately be able to see whether this cancer patient's immune system is being helped by this particular supplement. And so they did that. They did the testing, everything else. They found out that, true enough, Himohim helps patients to recover. In fact, they found that significantly that patients that took Himohim, statistically significant, that patients that took Himohim has less side effects. Many of them did not even lose their hair. And they had a good appetite. They could eat and they were stronger. And they were able to go through their chemo much more smoothly with less side effects. And later on, research itself through Himohim has found that Himohim actually protects the liver, which I'll go into in a second. And so there were patents related to immunity that was patented for this. So Himohim received this patent in 2005 in US, in Japan, in 3 European countries, as well as in Korea. That's what it has for that. And I'll show you a chart on that later on. But let's go back to Himohim itself. Now that I've talked a little bit background of it, what is this? What is this supplement made up of? Himohim is of 3 main ingredients: Angelica radix, Chuanxiong rhizoma, and Peony alba radix. Now this is what Angelica radix look like. It looks beautiful. It has nice flowers, everything. But we basically use the root, and the root looks ugly like that if it is not cleaned. Unfortunately, when you go to the Chinese medical shop, you get this type of uh, Angelica radix. In Chinese, it's called, in Mandarin, Tang Kui. Cantonese called Tong Kui. This is what it is because many of it get bleached, and that's no good for us. So make sure when you do buy this raw for yourself to do whatever it is, make sure you buy the unbleached one. When they clean it and wash it, it does come out to a little bit cleaner, sort of like this, rather than like the other one on the left. So that's the first product. Now, this product, this particular herb is known in China, ancient China medication for many, many years, almost 3,000 years we have been using this. And this is known as the female ginseng, particularly used for female gynecological problems in China. It contains more than 70 ingredients in this particular herb. There are two main ingredients in this particular herb that we will focus on. There's ferulic acid and Z-linguistilide. Now, what is ferulic acid good for? It is a very powerful antioxidant and allows you to fight free radicals in this particular herb, the Tang Kui or the Angelica radix. It has some blood thinning ability, improves circulation through your blood system. So that's why sometimes when people take this, they find that their blood pressure drops a little bit because it does provide anti-clumping of your blood, of blood. And I'll show you a picture, which is more strongly done by Z-linguistilide. It is antimicrobial, so it helps to fight microbes, anti-inflammatory, and inhibits the development of tumor as well. That's what ferulic acid does. The second major ingredient in Tang Kui is this Z-linguistilide. This is one that is anti-pellet aggregation. Now, this is what I mentioned just now for clumping. It is not a thinning of blood, but it prevents blood in your arteries and your veins to stop clumping together. This is something that no one has been able to find out why blood can clump together. Not that they clot, they just tend to stick together. It's kind of like sometimes when you make certain kind of drinks with little tapioca balls in it, you find that sometimes the tapioca balls all stuck together for no reason, and they form into little bigger clumps of tapioca balls. That's what that is. So it helps to anti-pellet aggregation. That's the word that they use. It helps with uterine relaxation, so therefore it helps with menstrual problems. And it is anti-inflammatory, and it also has been found to be anti-diabetic. Okay, helps your body with the secretion of insulin, for your body to absorb insulin a little bit better. So that's the first ingredient, Tong Kui. The second one is Chuan Xiong rhizome. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like on the ground. Again, we use the root that is there. Okay, Qin Gong in Chinese is Chuan Gong. This is Chuan Xiong. This is what it looks like. Now, what does Chuan Xiong does? It has the ability to allow your vascular to dilate. So it helps your blood to flow better, your blood vessels not to be too tight and too unflexible. It helps with anti-pellet activity. So again, it prevents clumping of your blood, of your blood cells. It is anti-hypertension, okay? And again, antimicrobial, anti-allergic. That's why people who have taken Hemohim and found that, hey, my allergies are gone. And this is probably one of the herbs activity that helps a person to get out of the allergy situation that they are in. And then the last ingredient is what we call the peony or bak choy. Okay, this peony flower looks really nice. Again, we use the root. And from this root, they have found that the ingredient, the stuff in the root is able to help with what? With brain diseases. So I love this picture. I got it from the internet. It's a lovely picture describing your brain losing its cells, just flying off where autumn comes. And this is the situation where it helps. Peony alba radix helps with the ability to provide the antioxidants needed for your brain cells to operate a little bit better. It is anti-inflammation and also a great antioxidant. It also helps with arthritic pain, okay? It inhibits bladder cancer. That's what it has been found to be. It prevents diabetes because it reduces the oxidative stress to your in diabetic kidneys. It prevents diabetes. And then it has been known to be a Hep B virus. It decreases the intercellular ability of the virus to actually propagate and grow. Okay. Finally, here's a research study that was done on hemohim. This is just one research study that I have indicated in this. This research study indicates that when cancer patients take hemohim, it actually helps, provides antioxidant properties, increase the activity of natural killer cells and the TC cells. Remember that video, right? And it prevents tubular cell destruction in the kidneys as well. This is a study that was done in the Journal of Neuropathology in 2017. If you were to Google hemohim and Google researchers with hemohim, there will be studies that is published in the PubMed library of the US that contains studies that are recognized for hemohim. And in those their studies' conclusion is that hemohim does these 4 things when you take it. It, first of all, increases the vitality of your natural killer cells. So in that video, remember those soldiers in that room where they are training, boxing, you see an image that looks like Bruce Lee, I think. Then there was Muhammad Ali in the... So these are the soldiers that are training. Increases their vitality and ability to fight. The second thing it does is enhance the cytokine production. This is a signal transmission protein that the body needs to fight to say, so when your T cells goes out, it captures the virus. It needs to send the signal to the soldiers to come and beat up or kill the bad cell. If that signal transmission is wrong, it might come out killing the T cell instead of the virus. So transmission and relation in that, the connection and communication is very important. It is because of these 2 raising of levels that immunity is automatically enhanced. And finally, your overall immunocyte, all the immune cells that are involved in the defense of your body increases. Thereby, your biodefense goes up. So these are the patterns. Now, these patterns are almost going to expire. You don't have to worry for Atomy. Even though the patents expire, we'll just share our formula with everybody out there because we are happy to, because we have reached a stage where hemohim is such a powerful supplement that we feel that many others may. And we have already moved on to develop an even more potent form of hemohim that could be used medically, that could be prescribed medically. Anyway, here is the countries that have the patent number. If you want to check any of this out, you just have to go into Google and type in patent and the number. So you want to, if you read Japanese, you can type JP040555951, or you can use the US one. It is in English, and then you can read what it says and what are the studies being done on it. So that's hemohim. So it's not Stevie that's sharing you a product that he made in the basement. If it was, you better not take it, okay? But it's not Stevie. It is created by an organization, by a manufacturing company that's called Coma PNH. And within the research and development of this particular hemohim, it all came from a very well-recognized South Korean government research facility. In fact, it is the top 3 government research facility in the world. Okay. This product that has been given has studies behind it to say that it will modulate your immune system. Now, I'm not going to take a product that's just going to enhance my immune system, because if my immune system gets enhanced too much, I may start to get issues, overactive immune system. I don't want an immune system thing that only helps me for the time being. I want it to modulate it. And so how much will it cost for you to modulate your immune system? Very simply, 4 packs of Hemohim, four boxes of Hemohim with a total of 60, there are 60 packs of Hemohim in one box. Okay, 4 boxes will give you 240. It's only for 420 Canadian dollars. Now, if you go to the Atomy site in Malaysia, you will check out what the price is. I think it's 1,400 something Malaysian ringgit, which works out to actually cheaper than the Canadian one. And then one box is 114, which equivalent to 1 pack of $1.90. Now, if you buy the one box each time, each pack will cost you $1.90. All you need is 2 packs a day to maintain your immune system and to have your immune system modulated. You're not like me, who has got situations already arise. I already am not in the prevention state. I'm in the area where I need to not only cure, but I need to help myself to go better. So if you take 2 packs a day, it will only cost you $3.80 a day to ensure an immune system. I tell everyone who keeps going to Starbucks, change that one Starbucks into Hemohim, and you have a modulated immune system. One of the things you notice that I don't mention is, can Hemohim used to fight any of the diseases? And I won't say it because it is not made for that. It is made to modulate your immune system. If your immune system is healthy, many things will be fine with you. And let's watch a little Korean drama, because this is a Korean product. And here we go.
잠깐만
놔!
기다려봐.
놓으라고!
너 바보야? 좋으면 좋다, 싫으면 싫다. 왜 말을 못하냐고.
내가 어떻게 말해? 내가 말하면 다 거대거장 광고인데.
그럼 이렇게 말하면 되지. 매년 증가하는 환경오염, 그로 인해 감소되는 면역 기능을 증진시켜주는 바로 이거 해모임.
갑자기?
동종업계 건강기능식품 5년간 1위.
우와,
우리 이모가 이걸 먹고
안 돼. 여기서 더하면 거대거장 광고야. 지친 면역세포를 깨우는 힘.
애터미 해모임. 근데 진짜 우리 이모가
그만해라, 응?
All right. I hope you enjoyed that little skit there. Yes, we don't exaggerate anything about Hemohim. But there are tons of testimonies out there that people who have taken it have said, so if you'd like to check this out, do so. Because I truly believe this will change your health life and help you to prevent the other sicknesses that may come across as you age. So don't age without Hemohim. Take Hemohim, and your life as a senior, when you get to my age, you will be feeling much, much better than what I am feeling right now. All right. Okay. Now, however, your immune system is not just your immune system. There's another part in your body that plays a big part for taking care of your immune system. Now, this may surprise some of you. Have you ever heard of the thing that the stomach has its own mind? If you take a look at this picture, your intestines look a lot like the brain, right? In this picture, obviously, your first brain is your brain, but did you know that your intestines makes up your second brain? So, you mean I think through my intestines? No, better not. But the second, the gut is your second brain, because through your gut, you talk about gut feelings. because it reduces anxiety. You talk about mood changes. I had this feeling that you are bad to me. It changes your moods. It helps to improve your memory if you have a good, clean gut, clear thoughts, and it relieves stress. So let's take a look at the gut. About 70% of the immune system, believe it or not, is actually housed in your gut. Now, you may begin to think, why is it so? Why is your gut so important? Remember that after you eat your food, the food goes into the stomach. Remember that basic, right? At the stomach job is to break down the food. Then what does it do? Send all the broken food into your intestines. What happens in your intestine is the one thing that gives you your energy and your immune system. Your intestines is the place where you have all these little things that fly around that side to absorb all the good stuff from the food you take. Now, if your intestines is really dirty and gucky, guess what? No longer are you able to absorb all the good things and everything. So scientists have begun to realize that this is an important part of our body. Now, so we come down to this thing called probiotics. Probiotics means good, right? Pro means for, good biotics. So every one of you need to realize that in our body, we have both good bacteria and bad bacteria. We need both. And unfortunately, as we age, our probiotics, our good biotics gets less and less because poor eating habits, your good biotics don't have any way to live longer. They are ousted by the bad ones and all these things. And so unless we can balance the good and the bad, we get into trouble. So probiotics are known that it will help to bring health benefits when consumed. Because probiotics actually produce this sentence that says they produce lactic acid, which favors the growth of beneficial bacteria to allow the growth of good bacteria to grow. I want to share with you a quick video, and I'd like to thank the person who created this because this explains probiotics very quickly in its short viewing. So let's take a look at this video.
A probiotic is a beneficial bacteria, a good guy. And we used to consume huge amounts of them in our diet. But in today's world, we're subjected to many, many stresses. So most people are depleted in probiotics, and they need to be taken to ensure proper digestion, proper elimination, and really ultimately proper immune support. And so bacteria come in when you take a probiotic, they start to initiate all these different pathways in your body, they upregulate enzyme production, they sequester toxins, they can really improve your regularity, your immune system is bolstered, but they don't hang around forever, right? They're all transient bacteria. They come in just like your diet, your food, they do a job, and then they're gone. If you were to take our entire probiotic colony, or what's known as the microbiome, and that's the entirety of our bacterial count in our body, 70% of our immune system is found in this microbiome full of bacteria. If you were to take that out and weigh it, it would probably weigh around 6 pounds. And so we need to supplement daily. It keeps us healthy, it keeps us vibrant, and it really keeps us feeling our best.
All right, so thank you, Expert Voice, for that. All right. So what is probiotics? So I like to recommend, obviously now you get a trend that I'm biased towards this brand called Atomy. And here we have Atomy Probiotics. Why Atomy Probiotics? And I'll tell you how to choose probiotics later on. I'm not just biased to this brand, okay? But let's take a look. There are many, many types of probiotics. If you check with any doctor, they'll tell you. Here, Atomy has been able to create a probiotics that has 10 plus type of probiotics in it. Different type of lactobacillus and so on that helps your intestine to really grow. Now, what happens if you don't have enough good biotics, don't have enough good biotics in your body? This is what could happen. If there's an imbalance, this could cause ulcerative colitis and leads to Crohn's disease, which is a very painful disease that you won't want to have. It infects your intestines and makes it difficult for the intestine to do grow as well as anything else. All right. So what are some benefits of probiotics? Let's go through them very quickly. The first one is it optimizes digestion because it restores the natural balance of good and bad bacteria in your body. It enlivens the absorbent nutrients of your gut fibers, and therefore it's able to, like in that picture, absorb the nutrients. It also helps improve absorption. Probiotics in research has been shown that once it's taken, it actually optimizes the synthesis of vitamins and minerals. Therefore, when you take a probiotic, before you take other vitamins, take your probiotic first, because it helps to optimize the absorption of this. Number 3, probiotics have been known to safeguard against infection and digestive issues. Number 4, it does strengthen and boost your immunity. Because your intestinal flora becomes healthy, then it's able to boost up your immune system. Because there's better communication, there's better food for your soldiers to fight. And it gives your immune system really a boost through probiotics. Number 5, it improves your bowel movement. That's definitely one of the biggest problems many seniors have. I think even kids sometimes have it. They go to the washroom and they really have a tough time, so they don't go. And parents usually are very worried about that when the kid doesn't go to the washroom to poo. That's scary. So I gave my grandchildren, I have 2 grandchildren, 2 and 4 years old, they both take probiotics. And they are really, really enjoying it. They love the taste of it, but it has helped them with their I won't say they have constipation, but help them with their bowel movement, as well as the quality of that bowel that's coming out. And it helps to prevent diarrhea. So if next, when travel opens up and you're going to one strange country, carry probiotics with you, because it will help to prevent travelers' diarrhea as well. It reduces allergies and eczema as well. If you're overactive, it helps to reduce the allergic response to allergy symptoms. 7, it actually helps with urinary tract infections in women as well as men. And this was a study done in University of Maryland Medical Center. It also improved mental health in certain conditions, especially health to the mood and mental health. I think if you have a stomach that's not always troubling you, giving you gas, giving you painful feeling after eating and so on, then it does help with that. It has been found that it has been pretty good. Certain strains of lactobacillus actually helps with improve autism, obsessive compulsive behavior. It helps with building up better memory. And one surprising thing, probiotics has been shown that it can help with slimming, with some weight loss. Well, if you haven't gone to the toilet for a few days, you definitely will be heavier. If you go to the washroom and have a good clear, you may then become feeling lighter and you lose some weight. Probiotics will help you to feel fuller longer, and therefore you eat less, and helps you with burning more calories. So the probiotic I recommend is obviously biased towards Atomy Probiotics 10 plus. But besides the probiotics, and these are the type of probiotics we have in Atomy Probiotics, I'm not going to go into details of each of this. You can look into our website, Atomy website, and see all this there and check each of them out separately. But the most important thing in buying a probiotic is not just how many CFUs there are, how many bacteria count it as. It is important to note whether there are prebiotics in the probiotic. Now, prebiotic is the food that the probiotic needs to eat to keep it alive in your body, because it is a bacteria. It is a good bacteria. It needs food as well. So Atomy has just, when it created this, when it has the manufacturer create the probiotics for us, make sure that it has prebiotic. When there's prebiotic, it gives the probiotic a synergistic effect that's called symbiotics, making the probiotic inside your gut to be more effective. as it does its work. So that's the important thing. Does the probiotic you buy outside contains prebiotics as well? Now, what are prebiotics? These are some examples of prebiotics. Bananas, you see up there, apples, strawberries, and so on. They are all prebiotics that your probiotics can take, and extracts from that will help the probiotics to actually be stronger and do a more effective job inside your gut. So people have asked me, Stevie, what should I look for in a probiotics? I say, number one, you need to look for is what form is it in? Do you want your probiotics to be in liquid form that you need to store in the fridge? It cannot stay outside of the fridge because that will destroy it. Now that is very hassle, because when my wife was first introduced to probiotics way before Atomy was around, she was given this that was in liquid form, and it has only 2 strains in it. And she paid $60 for it. Okay, but it's liquid. She has to put it in the fridge. Every time she takes it, she has to remember to go to the fridge, take it out, take it, put it back in the fridge. Otherwise, it goes. You lose it. Is it in a tablet form? Or as in Atomy case, it's in powder form that you just pour into your mouth. Easy to carry around, easy to take. No need to swallow like a tablet. The second thing you look for in probiotics is number of strains of probiotics. Not the total number of probiotics, but the number of strains. In Atomy, right now, our probiotics has come up to 13 strains. Okay, the latest ones all have 13 strains in it. The number of strains, the more there are, you go to a health food store, the more expensive it gets. All right, so number of strains is important. The third thing then, you go and check whether they have prebiotics. Whether after taking the probiotics, will it die on the way down? And when it gets in your intestine, doesn't do much because it's too weak, no food. Or if it has prebiotics, you know that when it gets into your intestine, it creates a symbiotic and your probiotics begin to work very quickly. Number 4, then you start to look at how many CFUs are there. Is it 1 billion, 10 billion, 3 million, 10, whatever number that is? The important thing to me, more important, is strains. That's in number 2. And finally, I think everyone should just look at probiotics and find out the integrity of the manufacturer. And as in Hemohim, the manufacturer of our probiotics is Coma B&H. The same company that manufactured our Hemohim brings to you this probiotics. If the manufacturer integrity for Hemohim is already there, I can guarantee you that the integrity of the manufacturer, Coma B&H, for our probiotics is also there. So you can ask me, Stevie, how much does probiotics cost me? So member price for a box of 60 is $33. If you're healthy, normal, you only need to take 1 a day. Costs 55 cents. 55 cents plus the 360 or 380 you take for Hemohim, it will cost you less than $5 a day to really keep your immune system in perfect order. If that's the case, why don't you take Hemohim and probiotics? Because these are the things that will help you to really be able to enhance your immune system and grow it well. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I'm going